Kaili Che is an emerging Chinese-Canadian dancer and dance educator based in Calgary. This week, she brings her latest creation, Marooned, to Calgary's The New Gallery. I'm happy to welcome Kaili Che to CKUA to tell us more about this intriguing show. Hello, Kaili.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much for making the trek here and having a nice little conversation here in the studio. First off, what was the initial spark or idea that led to the creation of Marooned?
Yeah, I think for me, the initial spark of Maroon came from a place of wanting to know a little more about who I am as a person, to question my values and my beliefs. And those were kind of the seeds of how this work started, and now it's been a full year of production and many, many other collaborators, and I'm very excited to share the show.
Great. Now, it's an interactive performance, and what does that entail for you as well as, for an audience member?
For me, I was really curious in audience interaction and immersion, and that brought along props that I use. I have two very distinct types of materials of red string. One is a cotton and then one is a plastic string. And so audience members are faced with an evening of entering the space with a poem and then walking through the gallery, through the installation, and that's where that immersive part comes in. And as they truck through the work, there's movement and text and storytelling, and then we kind of end on a place of gathering.
So this production utilizes a small gallery space, and it's adorned, like you said, with various hanging ribbons. You brought a couple of them with you. Where they look, well, it's very brightly colored red, the one I'm looking at now, and actually the other one makes a bit of a noise if you want to.
Oh, for sure. I brought along my strings. But the first one, this really bright one that you're seeing, is a cotton string. And I'm not too sure if we can hear it, but I'll put it up to the mic.
Pretty quiet.
Oh, a little. And then the second one is I saw it a lot during my childhood. It's Chinese packing tape.
Okay.
And this is a little bit of a nod to my identity, being Chinese Canadian. But here's a listen. So much louder.
Yeah. So, with these hanging ribbons, what sort of challenges or benefits does this type of environment lend to the choreography?
I would say with the space, because it's small and it's very intimate, that with choreography and movement, the installations themselves inform the movement. And so we have a couple of strings hanging, but then we have some that are tangled in corners and bunched up on tables and chairs. And so this dynamic within the room, not only is it the choreography movement, but there's also interactions with audience. And I would also consider that choreography.
Oh, right. Okay. That's interesting. For people who might not be super into being interactive in the show, can they opt out, or would you like people to get more into it?
This show is, quite. The space brings the intimacy and the immersiveness, but I do have participatory bands for comfort levels.
Okay.
It goes from red, yellow, green, and those are all based on your comfort level. And this is prior to entering. And so there's more information on that.
Yeah. So red is like, I just want to watch a show.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's like, okay,
Green
I'm here
is like,
to...
let me be in the show, please.
I want to touch. And then yellow's like, please ask me first.
Right.
And I think, that dynamic will probably change within the work. You might come in feeling intimate and closed off, but we're together in a small gallery with strangers for 50 minutes. And you're going to get to know me. You're going to get to know others. And hopefully your nervous system will calm down a little.
Nice. I need that, so maybe I'll have to check this out. What do you hope audiences will get out of seeing this show?
That is a big question. I would start with that art is subjective.
Right. Yeah.
But for me, my biggest takeaway is to create communities and to start conversations around this place of belonging. I questioned a lot of my identity, communities, belonging, culture, family, lineage, and that all brought me back to, okay, well, what do I want from this? And I want to be around people, and I want people to talk about issues that I might be having, and then for folks to also share stories. Not only is this a performance, but it's also, my goal is to create a space where we can share our experiences together.
That sounds very, again,
It's a big goal.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Kaili, for stopping by to talk about this great new project of yours.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
That was Kaili Che, a dancer based in Calgary, and you can see her show Marooned, co-presented by Dancer Studio West and the New Gallery. That's January 11th through January 13th at the New Gallery in Calgary. To learn more about Kaili and her work, go to kailiche.ca. That's KAILICHE.ca.